welcome back as we look at another one of the oldie but goodie cameras. Looking again at the Sony FS700, which I've done a couple of videos on before, but I just realized the other day that I haven't really done much with it lately, so I thought I would rig it up and set it up and have a look at how it could perform in 2025. So this video, just a quick look at the FS700, Sony FS700. This currently is going into the Atomos Shogun Inferno, and we're recording in ProRes 422HQ 10-bit on the Inferno onto a solid state drive. And obviously this camera can record 4K RAW. I was just thinking, why not have a look at what the ProRes 422HQ looks like and we're in a studio environment with a controllable lighting situation. We can dial it in to the point where it should be a very usable image at 10-bit. It should be very gradable given the controlled lighting situation. So I thought I'd do that, and then also at the same time testing out the Rode NT5 small condenser microphone, which is a new acquisition as well. And I've got that wired directly into the FS700 input 1. And then I have that input cloned to input 2 as a safety track. And I've got the gain levels set slightly differently in order to give us that little bit of a safety track with the NT5. And I got the NT5 boomed just out of shot above, just out of shot here. Got it on a boom arm. And that's the setup we've got right now. The lens that I've got on it is the Canon 17-40 F4L lens. And it's also on Viltrox 0.71 EF to Sony E-mount Speedbooster, giving us effectively f2.8 on this lens that is a constant aperture f4 lens. So, and then I have white balance set to the lighting in here, which is 3300. And yeah, that's the settings. I also set the shutter angle to 180 degrees. And the ISO is at 2000, which is the base ISO when recording or outputting using picture profile 7, which is the S-Log profile with the FS700 with the raw firmware upgrade. As all of my FS700s have the raw firmware upgrade, they shoot ISO 2000 as the base ISO in picture profile 7 with raw output. So yeah, that's the setup we've got right now. And actually with this lens that I've got on it right now, this Canon EF lens, just got that speed booster, and I've been wanting to get something like that for a long time. But the Metabone speed boosters, even on the secondhand market, generally come up for quite a bit of money, and I haven't found one that was reasonably priced. I'd love to get a Metabones version, but the Viltrox came up for like just over $100 Canadian, and I was like, wow, that's a steal. So I grabbed that, and that's what's on there now, and I just actually received that too. So this setup that I've got going here right now with the FS700 is actually pretty sweet. And it's, even the ergonomics of it, yes, it has to have the big 7-inch SDI capable recorder and monitor, but generally you're going to run a monitor on most cinema cameras or high-end video cameras anyways. So it's not really that big a deal that it's also the recorder. And I think the thing is that I just really haven't utilized the FS700 in this capacity as like a raw shooting a cinema camera. We've been using them primarily as our podcast cameras, and then we're just shooting them directly into the Blackmagic Atom, and from there outputting to one of the Shogun Inferno monitor recorders and recording in ProRes off of the direct switch of the Atom with the FS700. So because we have 3 of the FS700s, and then we also have an FX30, which we can use as a 4th camera with the FS700s, all going into the Atom Mini and then outputting to ProRes recording. So that's typically how I've been using the FS700, and yeah, it's just kind of fun to set it up and have it almost in its like best configuration right now with the nice lens, the L lens on there, the Speedbooster, a good mic, testing out this NT5 Rode NT5 mic, which I've heard really great things about as a vocal microphone indoors and on a boom. So we'll see how it sounds. We've only got this one audio track, as I said, paired with a safety track going directly into the FS700. It's so nice to also have those XLR inputs on the FS700, and that's a big thing as well. Every time I use the FS700 or handle the FS700, I always just feel like, man, it's such a great camera. And I know like when it first came out, it was probably like something like an $8,000 or something to that effect camera. So it was a high-end, or at least, in the consumer realm, prosumer realm, a very high-end piece of equipment. And to be able to buy them nowadays for like $500, it like pretty much all day long too. I just saw one posted on Marketplace the other day that they're asking $800 for it, but it's coming with like the kit power zoom lens. It looks like it anyways, because they're not really, they have it posted with the lens on there, and they're not saying it's not included, so I'm assuming it is. $800. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Especially considering like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, which I love. Like, it's a great camera. And the OG, the original Pocket Cinema camera, that goes for like about at least $500 on Marketplace. At least $500. Most people are asking like closer to $1,000, and they usually have, some extra batteries, maybe a cage, which is hard to come by, a few accessories and stuff like that. But like they're up around $800 to $1,000. I think I paid $800 for my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera OG, but it came with that really special Metabones EF to Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 0.58 speed booster. It can only be used on the Pocket Cinema camera OG, because it's got a very deep rear element on the speed booster that really insets. And because there's no mechanical shutter on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera OG, you can use that really deep set, very magnified 0.58 speed booster on the Blackmagic. But yeah, that cost me over $800. And to think that with a recorder, the last 2 of these F700s I picked up, one of them was with the Shogun Inferno, and the other one came with an Odyssey 7Q Plus, which is a fantastic recorder and monitor. and both of them cost me $1,000. The original one I bought, the one I'm filming on right now, I paid $500 with a really great Movcam rig, and I paid $500 for that, and then I ended up having to pay like $900 for the Atomos Shogun Inferno at the time. That was the cheapest one I could find, and so I paid a little bit more, but that was several years ago. I'm like maybe 4 years ago that I bought that. So the camera has incredible value. So the thing is, like, I want to see how this looks graded. I'm going to take this footage, throw it into DaVinci, ProRes, HQ. So that's the only thing about it is, because it's basically Cinema DNG to the Atomos or ProRes RAW. So if you want to shoot RAW, you have to shoot one of those two. ProRes RAW is no good for me though, because I use DaVinci Resolve. So I can't grade the footage. So the best thing would be either Cinema DNG, which I like Cinema DNG. But if the lighting's good and it's in studio and you've got the proper exposure, I feel like just taking it in ProRes 422 HQ 10-bit, you should get like a pretty good image. So I'll have a look, put it into DaVinci Resolve and see how it looks. But yeah, that's my little video for today. Just playing today with the FS700 and was playing around with rigging it out. It's pretty sweet. It looks pretty cool too. Like, I know it got lots of shit for being weird ergonomics or whatever when it first came out, because it's kind of long. But it's got all the controls on the, I guess that's one of the things, like on the left-hand side, it has all the controls. So it has like all physical controls for pretty much everything. And then but then also on the top at the rear, there's like a panel there with all the audio controls and the playback controls and stuff like that. So I think it was partly button layout that was a bit of a issue with the camera when it first came out. That was kind of the bad rap that it got. Plus, when it first came out, it didn't shoot RAW either. It was only a 1080p 8-bit image that it was recording. So, but it is a pretty cool camera. Anyways, if you love the FS700 like I do, comment down below. And thanks for watching another one of my videos. It's been weird. I've been trying to get some videos up and posted, but it's just difficult to sit down and do it. Once you do it, it's easy, but just getting the time, putting the time and putting it together and having an idea on what to talk about. So sometimes you just got to jump in front of the camera, have been playing with the equipment during the day so that you kind of have it fresh on your mind, and then just put something out. So anyways, thanks again for watching. If you like this kind of content, subscribe and like, so that I can get a few more views, make it interesting, make it fun to come on and put videos up and listen, watch, and respond to your comments as well. Thanks again. Have a great day. Talk to you again soon.